Hi everybody, I'm Phil Fatika. Welcome to the Millcreek Government Channel. It is so nice to see you and have you back. Today, we're going to discuss how you can become a master gardener. We are sitting today with two master gardeners. There they are. On your left is Roberta McCall. In the middle is Cindy Marks. And the obvious question, I'm going to start with Roberta on the left. What is a master gardener?
A master gardener is someone who has taken the Master Gardener program through Penn State Extension. It's 50 hours of education, and it's all different courses: botany, soils, what's some other ones?
So anybody can take it?
Right, anyone can take it.
Phil's going to take it?
Yes, Phil can take it.
Men and women?
Men and women.
Young boys and young girls, especially
Yes.
encouraging them to put their hands in the dirt and put their hands in the dirt. Yeah.
And then after you take the courses, you pass a test, and then you have to volunteer 50 hours of time teaching horticultural education.
Wow.
Somehow.
Okay.
And for the public. And then after you're done with that, you become a certified master gardener. And then you, every year after that, you have to do 20 hours of volunteering. And
So you got to maintain your proficiency.
Right, and you take 10 hours of continuing education.
Cindy then. Cindy, you have to pay for the course?
Yes, you do.
And you're at liberty to say how much? I mean, it's nominal fee, or do you have to have books, you have a test, you have to pass a test, all that?
Yes, it's $175, and you have to pass the test. You have a pre-test when you go in, just to gauge your basic knowledge.
Sure.
And then at the end, you have the final test.
Okay. And if you don't pass?
If you don't pass, you can retake it.
Okay.
We will work with you and help you.
Okay. I know that the courses are taught at the Penn State Extension, which is located at
East Gore Road and Lake Pleasant.
Yeah,
Gore Road.
Gore Road, right there, Lake Pleasant and Gore Road. And there's training sessions, and there's a booklet available right for you that talks about what you'd like to do, how you'd like to do it, and it's all available by calling or writing or going to the website of the Master Gardener Penn State Extension. And what is that? Either one of you. The phone number is?
825-0900.
Okay, and the website is?
Erie Extension at psu.edu.
Okay, lots of information about being a master gardener there, right?
Right.
All right. Is this something new? I mean, why do you have to have a master gardener? I mean, I just want to go out, till it up in April, plant it, okay, it's going to die in October, and I'll come back and do it again. I get all the weeds, and the bees may come, and the kids may weed. I mean, you know, how did a master gardener designation begin? What's the progenesis of that?
Well, I think it was because the extension offices were getting so many questions.
Okay.
And they needed help with questions. So they decided to start this program to assist agents in answering questions.
Okay.
And what we're supposed to do is go out and teach good horticultural practices to the community. So that's what we're supposed to do, and that's what we do in our volunteering and educating of the individuals in the community.
Yeah. Okay. This is much more extensive than I thought when I first started looking into this, because I thought they're just going to come and tell you that you should use this fertilizer or don't plant that because this isn't doing well. But they're very much heavily into it. In fact, you can go to that phone number or that website, and they will give you brochures that would be month specific. What to do in July, what to do in August, what to do in September, one back here, what to do in March. I mean, you know, you guys got it all covered. Here comes I always like to ask this. Before you did this, what were you doing? How did you get to this, in other words? Well, today I'll start with you. Yeah, how did you get to be a master gardener? Were you always interested in gardening?
I was, and both my grandmothers gardened.
Nice.
And I always had a affinity for plants, and it was therapy for me too. After a hard day of work, getting out in the garden and digging in the dirt. And you know, the plants would die, but they go quietly. You replant.
Give me 5 on that one. Yes,
it's just very healing for, you know, and soothing and just good therapy.
And the fact you can eat it too. You harvest it and eat it. There's great joy in saying how that.
There is.
You're nodding your head professionally.
Yes.
Yeah, continue. How'd you were, and now you are a master gardener.
Yeah, same as Cindy, my mother is a very avid gardener, and I think a lot of people learn it from their
parents, grandparents.
And once you have it in you, I think you stick with it.
Yeah, I learned that from my grandparents too. I used to do it. I don't do it as much anymore, but my neighbor still does. You know, he puts it up there. And of course, everybody waits till the tomatoes come in bloom, and then we all run over, and they don't have any more left because the neighbors took them all, right? So again, on your left is Roberta McCall. In the middle is Cindy Marks. They are both master gardeners, and they have so many programs for you to become involved in. And if you want to train how to be a master gardener, let's say I don't want to get to that level though. I really don't want to be a master gardener. I just want to know how to do things a little bit differently, a little bit better. I don't want to spend the money to get the courses and the hours and then have to go out and teach. That's a lot of work. I mean, come on. I just want to throw the seed on the ground, sprinkle it occasionally, and maybe it'll come up and then we're good. Do you have something like that? Can you handle something like that? Would you go out and tell people how to do that?
Oh, absolutely. We do that all the time. We have many community gardens that we're actively working in right now.
Yeah.
We mentor people, we educate them. We'll step away when they feel comfortable.
Yeah. How do you get to do they invite you there, or how do people call you or say, hey, I'm having trouble here, these bugs, this weed, or whatever? Toss-up question, go ahead, either one.
Well, we actually have a Hort. We call it the Hort hotline, and people can call
H-O-R-T.
H-O-R-T, and then hotline.
And that number?
The same. It was
So,
825.
good, yeah, okay.
And it's manned by master gardeners on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And they call in with questions, and we generally, if we don't know the answer, we get their name and number and their email if possible to call them back, and we research it. And we only use university researched information, education that we give people.
Oh, great. Interesting. The question you get the most. Questions you get the most. Hi, this is Phil. Yabba yabba yada ba ba ba. What's the most
I get a lot of questions about in the summer the tomatoes. What's killing my tomatoes? Why are my tomatoes dying?
Okay.
One I get all year long is on trees. You'll see this green, like fungusy looking thing, and everybody thinks, oh, this is killing my tree, and it's actually lichen, and it doesn't harm the tree at all. And they'll send me pictures, and I'll say, yeah, that's lichen.
Yeah, it's okay.
And it's not killing your tree and stuff. That one's a big one. Everyone thinks that's.
Sure. How about you?
I think I get a lot of questions about people wanting help with their gardens. How do I go about this? And now the big push is with natives, that people want to plant native gardens. Which means plants that are native to this area.
Okay.
And I think our big push with Master Gardeners is helping people get their gardens certified as pollinator gardens, which helps the population of bees and hummingbirds and butterflies. So that's real important to do, and it's very easy to do. But those are the questions that we get.
Yeah, I was holding it up. I didn't mean to step on your camera, but if Nigel takes this as a close-up, this is how you can get to be a garden that has its pollinator. I know it's tough to read everything on there, but again, you can get all this information from their website and their phone number. So this is something that if you just want to get started and do it in a native sense. That brings me around to a large question today that's concerning many people, is that there's colony collapses of bees. And I know you don't specifically deal in that, but can you just touch on it? I mean, because you're asking for certify your pollinator-friendly garden, and you have some pictures of bees in there and butterflies and birds. This is a real danger, isn't it?
It is
colony
a danger.
Collapses.
It is.
Go ahead, yes.
We're doing research with Penn State University, not us and 30 other counties across the state, not specifically on a colony collapse, but we're studying the bee population in reference to 4 different species of plants, native versus cultivar, to see which species the bees go to more. So we've been doing that for the last few years, and we'll continue to do it through next year.
We have a bee count we do at Goodell Gardens in Edinburgh. And we do it once a week in the summertime.
And a bee count is?
We
literally counting them?
We count literally counting them.
Like they count birds in the peninsula.
Right. And it's the native species of 4 different plants, and then we count the cultivar, and we see how many of 4 types of bees are on them at any one time during that time frame.
Okay, how are we doing?
I guess okay. They're mostly studying to see if the bees prefer the native over the cultivars.
Okay.
I can get you that information.
You can get it to them by getting it on your website, is what you're really saying.
We will.
Yeah, that's on the website.
They're contributing, the information's all going, being combined with the other 30 counties doing it.
Again, on your left is Roberta McCall, in the middle is Cindy Marks. They're both master gardeners. And toss a question again. I tend to think that younger people today are looking to do as much as they can by eating organically, or, I don't know, building their own gardens. Do you find that, or is there more of a trend of just eating organically, going, I don't have the time to go out there and dig it up and weed it and fertilize it and plant it, and it doesn't work? You talk, you know much more about that than I do. What has the trend been the last, let's say, 15, 20 years? It takes about that long to develop a real trend.
I think people are moving, I think you would agree with this, people are moving towards the small gardens. Even if you live in an apartment, you can have a little garden on your terrace or patio. The box gardens, the square foot gardening is really big. You don't need a huge garden.
Right.
I used to have a huge garden, but
how big is huge?
Oh, I'd say 40 by 40 maybe.
Oh, that's big, yeah.
And I would find that by the time August came around, I was overwhelmed.
Yeah.
It was just too much to take care of.
Yeah.
So I've cut way back, and you can still get a lot of produce, but you don't need the huge space.
Right.
I have friends that live in big cities in New York, and yeah, those boxes are on the rooftops, and the people behind the cameras here, they're all young, and they're all paying close attention to what you're saying about being able to grow their own food. It's just part of their lifestyle, you know. But then again, it's been part of our lifestyle for centuries, that, you know, you're self-sufficient, that a garden is something like a victory. In fact, remember the program that used to be on PBS called Victory Garden, you know? And he just made it look so easy, because he had all the tools, and somebody else must have dug up everything for him and sifted the dirt, and he just go bingo, and the plant would be there next week, you know?
Well, that's pretty much, if you think about square foot gardening, it's taking a pizza box.
Okay.
And one hole for what, like broccoli, and then so many holes for carrots, and so many holes for radishes. So it's real easy. You take the pizza box as a template, and you just do that.
Oh,
kids love that.
That's a great suggestion.
Kids love that.
That's a great suggestion. Yeah. Okay, let's ask them this then. Okay, what's the easiest crop to grow, and what's the most difficult? Given our climate here, I always think, given our climate, asparagus, because it doesn't come up first year. You've got to keep it going for a couple of years, and there's no guarantee it's going to come back. We had a brutal winter last winter. Okay, let's go. Easiest crop to grow, easiest one. Put it in the ground. You pretty much can almost not water it, and it just depend upon nature.
I'd say zucchini for me.
Zucchini.
You always have too many.
You're right.
Your neighbors you're always trying to get rid of them.
We're having zucchini salad tonight. Come and help yourself.
At the end of the road, the stand free.
Yeah, right. Roberta?
Well, it depends on what time of the season in the summer it is, because like the lettuces are very easy. They come up pretty easy, but they like it a little cooler, so you can do them in the beginning or the end of the summer.
Hardest one to grow? Hardest crop, you think?
No, Brussels sprouts.
Brussels sprouts?
Takes a long time.
Yeah, corn.
It does.
You got to plant what?
Oh, corn. You have to do too many. You have to put a lot of them together.
You got to put them together for pollination, right? Yeah.
You have to have a lot of space.
That's tough, and it takes up a lot of space too. And you get one ear, maybe two.
Yeah.
The problem I have with that is the wildlife would always get it before I would. So.
Sure. Well, 40 by 40 is an awful lot. So again, you would plant zucchini, you said?
Zucchini.
What's the big plant today? Kale. Kale is big.
Oh, yes, kale's very big.
You rolled your eyes on that one. Well, how did we come up on kale?
She just had a kale salad, that's why.
Never heard of kale up until a couple years ago. Kale, everybody's eating kale. It's so good for you.
Yeah, it's become quite popular. I'm not that fond of it, but
thank you. I'm not either.
The chips, you know, that you can make, everybody loves them, but to me they taste very iodine-like. But that's just me.
Yeah, your turn. What do you think?
For
the kale question, you like it?
I can live without it.
You can live without it?
But I do eat it.
Okay. Okay. Well, I want to move you toward those questions about everything they have here. How you can make your garden pollinator friendly, which would be like a native garden, okay? And then there's the Penn State Master Gardener Basic Training. You can call them up and ask them about that, because this is where these two are highly involved. All kinds of information on their website for you on this one. And generally speaking, again, using the people behind our cameras, there's a movement toward the organic sale of products in supermarkets. I don't want to mention specifically. Really, is it any better for you? Because you're paying more for it. Don't want to call you out here, but is it really that much better? I mean, they'll say, you know, no herbicides, no, you know, the bad stuff was the DDT, of course. That's been outlawed for years. And Rachel Carson's book, Silent Spring, pretty much put a nail in that coffin. But organic or no? Your call.
Well, we teach integrated pest management from Penn State.
Okay.
And you're always supposed to go with the least toxic thing to get rid of the fungus, pests, you know, weeds.
Yeah.
Always try to use the least toxic thing first. So you use a lot of cultural methods first. Then a lot of greenhouses and stuff now are trying to use the small insects that attack the other insects, so biological control.
Okay.
And then lastly, they try to go with the chemicals.
Yeah, I would think that the chemicals are easy. You just spray them and you're done. That would be a lot of really master gardening, is to go through those processes of that. You agree with that, what she said right there?
Yes, I do. And I think organic is good. You do need to be careful sometimes, the word organic, what it actually means to the definition of what that means to the product.
And keep going.
Well, I'm just saying that organic doesn't necessarily mean there were no chemicals used.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
And how are we supposed to know that? I mean, how is the public, the consumer, supposed to know that? Because I'm going with that organic, and that's a magic word. That
it is a magic word.
That lights everything up. That's a marketing dream, you know, organic. But I like what you say. Continue.
I just say, you know, you need to proceed cautiously, because it's not always what it appears to be.
Okay.
So
how would they know? How would they know how would they know that it's not what it appears to be? Is there any way of checking that?
Well, a lot of times you can check to see where they got the products from and ask if they use any chemicals. And in most cases they don't, but in some cases I found that there have been instances where they have used chemicals.
Okay. What about maybe out of your league, not out of your league, out of your territory here, is what certain animals that are chemically fed? Do you apply any of that in your teaching of master gardeners?
Extension does a lot of stuff with animals, but we're more just horticulture through the master gardeners.
Okay. And again, on your left is Roberta McCall. Roberta, you're more than just a master gardener. You have a title attached to that too. You are.
I'm the coordinator.
You're the coordinator, and then Cindy Marks, also a master gardener.
Yes.
And you've been doing this for how long? And you've been doing this how long? I mean, you started when you were 7.
No, not quite.
Well, you're only 21.
Well, I'm 39, but that's okay. I've been a master gardener for approximately 8 years.
8 years, and?
I believe I am too. What's 2006 I got mine, so what is that?
Okay, so that's 9 years,
Okay.
Yeah, so nice amount of time. Do you find that people are coming to you and saying, I really want to do this? Or your numbers flat, or are they rising or dropping?
We have a lot of people emailing and calling me for information.
Absolutely, that's the way it should be. That's why I'm glad you came up to promote what it is that you do. And again, Phil wants to apply. I want to learn how to be a master gardener. Curtis does too. I don't know where Nadia went, and Bill went somewhere. They want to learn how to do this. How do they do this? Number to call. Website to go to. How do I get this information? I want to start growing my own. I want the pizza box. I want the 40 by 40. All yours. I'll come back in 2 days.
They call the number 825-0900 and ask for me, Roberta McCall.
Yeah.
Or you can email me. My email is rem42@psu.edu, and I can send you an application and the brochure that Phil's held up,
This one?
and lists all the courses that you'll be taking. And the when Cindy mentioned it was $175, that also includes your manual, which is worth about $50.
Okay.
And
Right.
This is an extensive basic training schedule.
Yes, it is.
We're talking about botany, plant propagation, soils and fertilizers, get that right? Entomology,
Right.
correct.
turf grass management, herbaceous plants. No wonder you're a master gardener. This is not just getting the seeds and throwing them in the
Right.
ground, right?
Right.
And again, there is a test that you have to pass, right?
Right.
Yeah, it says this. And then you get that designation as a master gardener, and you are allowed then to go out and teach other people.
Right.
Who do you get calls from? Clubs? Who? I mean, who? Schools?
Oh, schools, garden clubs,
Yeah.
organizations.
We've taught classes at Tom Ridge Center,
Okay.
composting,
Pollinator.
the pollinator promotion,
Okay.
We've taught at Asbury Woods, we've taught at Goodell Gardens,
Everywhere.
everywhere.
Yeah. Do you go out of Erie County?
No, because every county has a Master Gardener program, so Crawford would
Have
County,
somebody-
they have their extension offices in
Okay.
Meadville, and they kind of do we only do the Master Gardener program every other year, and they do it every other year, but we alternate.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if you're at in Erie County and maybe you don't get in this time for Erie County, you could wait till next year and do it in Crawford.
I noticed as I'm going through the brochure here and the number of courses that you do take, this is about a 7-month course.
It's 6 months, yeah.
6 months, yeah, and this is like every night, 6 to 8:30.
No, it's
No, one
every
night a
third,
week.
one night a
Excuse me,
week.
I meant to say 1 night a week. This is a Thursday I'm looking at right here. And you have to be really, I'm glad that you have to make a commitment.
You
Yes.
do.
Yeah, this is not coming in and going, well, I don't think I'll be here for 3 weeks because we're going to Florida.
Right.
What happens if somebody says that? You say, well, maybe you shouldn't be doing this. Maybe you should wait and find some time for us.
We do interview people ahead of time. We
Okay.
usually get more applicants than we have spaces for.
Oh.
And we interview everybody and try to get across to them what exactly the program is. We're not a garden club, and that we are, really serious, and that if you can't do the commitment, that maybe wait till you have
Yeah.
the time.
Even balance, male, female?
No,
Many more,
mostly female.
mostly female. Why
We're
not?
looking for men.
Well, I was going to say, I bet it is mostly female. Why is that?
I don't know. We have a few good men, but we're looking for more.
Like the Marines.
Exactly.
I'm not a Marine recruiter, but we're looking for.
Sure.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know how it would.
A lot of it, I think, unfortunately, is a lot of women take it finally when they're retired.
Yeah.
Because it is a commitment, and a lot of people. Now, we usually do it on a Thursday night from 6 to 9. That'll be the class. And if people work, sometimes it's hard.
Sure.
And
It is
so
hard.
a lot of times people wait till they're retired.
Okay.
And we get a lot of retired women
Yeah.
for some reason.
Well, you're here to tell them, that camera right there, you're both on. You're here to tell them, guys, this is what you want to do. You want to learn how to be a master gardener, be self-sustaining. Go get the 40 acres and a mule and head west and plant your gardens and live off the land. Let me ask you, I'm being facetious there.
Really?
Do people still really do that, though? Do people actually live off the land? Can they actually still do that today? Or is that just a nice myth that, because, I mean, it's tough in where we live. You'd have to have incredible organizational skills to live off the land. You'd have to be able to put the food up somewhere to keep it all year long. You'd have to be able to possibly hunt, maybe. But that begs towards my next question after that is, do you see people becoming more vegan, more vegetable eater only, pure vegan, or people still balance themselves out? Is this going to lead toward people saying, I don't need to eat as much meat anymore? Every study that comes out says it's not that good for you. The guy gets behind me and going, don't eat that broiled hamburger 5 times a day. What do you think?
It's a personal choice. I don't know. By taking this class, you're not going to say, "Oh, I'm not eating meat again."
Yeah.
I mean, you just learn about good horticultural practices.
Yeah.
And obviously, vegetables are very good for you to eat, and that's a personal decision.
What's the vegetable you won't eat?
That I won't eat?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Your turn, Roberta. She's stalling.
Brussels sprouts.
Your turn. Come on, you're stalling.
I like all vegetables.
No, you do not.
I really do.
Give me Liberty or give me lima beans. I don't want lima beans. I don't like lima beans at all.
There's another one.
Lima beans, see, we're in sync here. Okay, so tell me, what is it that you like them all? You don't like them all. Which is the one you like the least? Which is the one you like the least? Or like the most? Yeah. Brussels sprouts, huh? You don't like those?
No.
We got a couple of minutes left. Again, on your left is Roberta McCall, and sitting in the middle is Cindy Marks. They're from Penn State, the Extension Center. Again, it's located at
850 East Score Road.
Right out there, East Score and Lake Pleasant. Yeah. And it's part of every county in Pennsylvania has an extension center, I understand.
Correct.
So there's 67 of these scattered everywhere. And these two people are master gardeners, and they earned that designation by going to class just like they want you to do, because all you have to do is get a hold of them. They'll send you this brochure and tell you how you can go about doing that, because this is a real commitment. This is, you know, Thursday nights for about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Okay,
Yeah,
and you have a lot of classes and a lot of tests to go through, and
just one test. Don't
one,
scare them.
No, okay, just one test. Is it a blue book killer?
Actually, there's 2 tests. There's a pre-test and then the final.
Okay.
So.
Well, I'm looking at the pre-tested here, and Curtis and I would know nothing about this. Landscape design, woody ornamentals, plant diagnostics. Holy moly, you guys are tough. Roberta, you're a tough teacher.
You don't have to pass the pretest.
Oh, okay.
That's just to show you how much you don't know.
Thank you.
And then the final shows how much you learn.
Mine would come up 0, so in the final I'd look brilliant. You know? But this is real. I'm making fun of this. This is quite serious because people do want to do these things. And I also like you certify your pollinator-friendly garden. And again, pollinator-friendly garden means what, Cindy?
Means just helping the population, bee population, hummingbirds.
Butterflies, birds.
Because monarchs, you know, we don't see as many monarchs, and that's of great concern. So
yeah, where are they going? What's the matter?
There's problems with them. They're not coming back, and they need certain species of plants to survive. So that's why we're encouraging people to plant pollinators.
Climate change is a huge topic this time around. Huge topic. So.
Well, you need the pollinators in order to have food.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you for saying that again. Say that again.
Right.
You need pollinators in order to have food.
Absolutely.
No pollinators,
no
no
food.
food.
We
Yeah.
go away.
Exactly.
Yeah. Thanks, Roberta.
Okay.
Thanks, Cindy. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. I'm Phil Fatica. Don't forget, it's a master class, master gardener class at the Penn State Extension. The numbers have been on the screen. You can call them. You're going to like doing this. We like that you were with us today. Come back. We'll see you next time. Take care.
You're watching the Millcreek Government Channel, powered by WQLN Public Media.